Welcome to the Top 10 Garden Show with Ken Lain. Listen to Ken's tips, tricks, and garden shortcuts guaranteed to make your gardens more beautiful than ever this year. Now welcome your host, Ken Lain.
And we are back with the Mountain Gardener, your host, Ken Lain. I have one of the beauties of having your own studio here at the Garden Center is when someone important shows up, a famous master gardener who's actually the voice, the in charge, one of the lead people in this year's Master Gardener Garden Tour, June 15. Did I get that right, Lesley?
You got it.
Lesley Alward. She is a Master Gardener extraordinaire. Her gardens are going to be on this tour. There are several. If you want to see what's possible, you got to go to see some of the local garden tours. So Leslie's coming in to help kind of just what is Master Gardeners? How do you get on the tour? Oh my gosh, how much pressure is there with your garden being on the tour? Lesley, I'm so proud of you. So old friend, we do a lot of good work in the community together. Lesley, welcome to the Mountain Gardener. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it greatly.
Yeah. So how did you get involved with Master Gardeners and this tour?
Well, I was a landscape contractor in the Bay Area of California, where you can almost throw a plant on the ground.
Could throw the microphone on the ground and grow.
Live. And then I moved here.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, alkaline.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And so my mom saw this little snippet in the newspaper about the new Master Gardener class to be held in Prescott that year. And I jumped at the opportunity. And it's a 13-week program. It alternates between Prescott one year and then over on the Verde side, the opposite year. And it was when Jeff Schlau was our county agent.
Yeah.
And I just soaked up the science so that I could understand the difficulties here and how to address them. And so whenever he was doing classes, I was like, give me more science, give me more science. And people said, no, tell me how to plant a plant. And I said, I can do that.
Yeah.
Jeff, give me more, give me more. And so I actually got certified in 2005. And there was a group of 7 or 8 of us that were really engaged in the community. A couple of them have moved away since, but that's how I got involved. But the Master Gardeners are one of the very many arms of Cooperative Extension in Arizona. U of A is a land-grant university. The purview is to teach in the community, go out into the community, share science-based knowledge. 4-H, food programs, and all sorts of other programs are engaged here. Master Gardeners obviously is about going into the community, presenting science-based education. And so we give free talks all through the community. We have a community help desk, both Prescott and in Verde Valley. And we just make every effort to help people as much as possible.
So we're we have a lot of Master Gardeners here that work at Waters Gardens and a lot of certified nursery professionals. That's the Latin. You got to know the Latin, all that other stuff. But if there's some freaky bug that we don't know, like we've never seen that before, that is so cool, I don't know, we send them down the Cooperative Extension and go, hey, there might be a new plague out.
Yeah.
Could you help us identify this? And you you've got so many resources.
Which we do. And we ask that it's brought in a plastic
of course.
Bag.
Yeah, that's right.
So that you don't share, you know.
Someone brought in a grub the other day in a jar.
Oh, yes.
I mean, this is an alien life form. It's 4 inches long.
Oh, yes.
I think they had named it. It had been in the jar for like a week. Said, hey, could you tell me if this is dangerous? Going, yeah, it's a grub. You got to be kidding me.
When I come across them, mostly mine are in my mulch. And that's when the birds get live food.
Yeah, that's right.
And
chickens and all that kind of stuff.
I just keep the cycle going.
But, I'm glad 2005, a rookie. Yeah. PMS. I think I was 94. My wife was 95. Just series right on through. But it's kind of it's a great program. If you're new to gardening or just want to expand your garden horizons, the Master Gardener program is exceptional.
And it's 13 Wednesday mornings, 9 to noon.
Yeah.
And there's a real nice mix of presenters and information presented. And no one will come away expert.
Yeah.
I have the benefit of having been a landscape contractor, and then I continued that here. I got licensed here as well. So I have a little greater depth of knowledge. But landscape is not rocket science. It's just a really large body of knowledge.
That's right.
And so I
It's
have
always changing.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. It is. And so I have a little bit of advantage over some. Many people, if roses are their things, then they
Right.
tend
Yeah.
to pay special attention to that and give talks about that. Fortunately, I know there's at least 200 active Master Gardeners in our area. So
Wow.
there's
And growing.
Yes. Oh,
Pardon the pun.
Oh, it is absolutely. There's someone that's sure to have good knowledge about your expertise. Right. All people need to do is call the Master Gardener's office and say, hey, our garden club, our library, our whomever would love a presentation on XYZ, right. And then we'll tailor it to you. And
so how do you get, this is your first year to have a garden tour.
Yes, it is.
So usually it's the Alta Vista Garden Club has done this. You're filling the gap, or
that's right.
They've done it every 2 years. Now you're going to do whatever. How did you come up with this, and what's the money go towards?
We promise not to ever interfere with the Alta Vista Garden Tour. And typically they do it every 2 years, but for some reason they were not able to get it together for this year, or chose not to, rather. Yeah. And so we jumped in the void. Good. Kathy Mitchner was a former Alta Vista Garden Club member, she was another 2005
nice. I did not know that.
Yes, she's That's one cool. of our Magnificent Seven, we called ourselves. At any rate, as she suggested this. And so for this inaugural tour, we decided to do all Master Gardener gardens, simply to get it as an easy way to kick it off, because we made this decision in March.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Pull the trigger and go.
We've been hustling.
Yeah.
And so we have 4 gardens on tour. Mine, I have a Monarch Way station, as well as another large garden adjacent to my home. I'm located in an oak, pinyon, juniper
chaparral
area, and so it's the property's all native except for my gardens. And then we have an additional individual, Sue. I'm not going to mention last names because I don't want people looking up addresses.
That's good.
It is a ticketed event.
Yeah, we'll go where to get tickets.
We will have wristbands.
Yeah,
but anyway, Sue Smith. She used to be she is the president of the Native Plant Society here in Prescott.
Yeah, right.
A master gardener, as well as a volunteer in many regards. Nancy Gibson, who lives in Prescott Valley, she had a master's in landscape, and she specializes in a couple things: a beautiful koi pond,
nice,
as well as beautiful, unusual trees that are that are 30, 40 feet tall. I mean,
nice.
She planted them years ago.
Nice.
As well as other, so she has like a woodland area. She has a sort of a variety of different types of gardens within hers. Sue, to go back to Sue, she does both raised bed gardening as well as natives, and sort of nicely combines everything in one. And then Kathleen Coram lives in Granville.
You got it all covered. That's awesome.
She has an absolute food forest. There isn't anything on her property that doesn't produce something. Yeah. So it's quite unusual for a subdivision. And she loves to graft. So she has trees.
She's an artist.
It has 5, 6 different varieties, as well as vegetable gardening and such. So it's a real diversity of types of gardens, experiences in terms of what people's backgrounds are, but there's passion on all 4 parts.
So how does it work? So they buy a ticket and tell us where to get a ticket, and they put a wristband on, and then they get the map to where to go and everything. Is that how it works?
It's very similar to the Alta Vista Garden Tour format. So you can buy tickets currently at the Cooperative Extension office in Prescott, which is at the Rodeo grounds, for those of you that are aware. Also the Lookout, the Native Garden, additionally. In Prescott Valley, Rafter 11 is offering them. In Chino Valley, Earthworks Nursery.
Good people.
And Camp Verde, the Extension office as well. And we do have people selling over the hill too.
Okay, gotcha.
And then what you do, once you buy a ticket, then you go the morning of, going between 8 and noon, and you pick up the brochure, the program, which has a map in the interior and shows the directions. You're free to go any way you wish.
So
You can,
shotgun start.
that's
Just go
right.
out and go.
Yeah, as soon as people pick up, they're ready to go out.
Okay.
And so there'll be a map, and they also get a wristband. And there, at each garden, there will be a check-in table.
Yeah.
And then you're free to
Tickets
explore.
are $20.
$20
You
cash.
buy a ticket, and where do you go again to buy the
to
tickets?
buy
Because
the
we're almost out of
tickets,
time.
either the Cooperative Extension office, the Native Garden
Yep.
Nursery, or the Lookout here in Prescott.
Earthworks in Prescott Valley.
Yes.
And the Cooperative Extension over in the Verde Valley.
And Rafter 11.
Rafter 11.
Yes,
Prescott Valley.
yes.
Very good.
So for $20 cash only, please. And the money goes towards funding our outreach in the community.
That's awesome.
Imagine anything necessary for a traveling educator.
Yeah.
And those are the things that we utilize.
Lesley, we are out of time. This is so informative. Go June 15th to the Master Gardener Tour. Go to those places and pick up you will be delighted if you're into plants at all. Lesley, thanks so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All
Ken.
right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Go native with Water's locally grown selection of overachievers.
Water's hand-selected native plants and cactus are famous for continual blooms, natural beauty, and low care.
You can do this. A stunning backyard with less water and even less work. And Water's can help.
Go native with Water's selection of overachieving native plants from Water's Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott.
Shop Water's native plants in store or online at watersgardencenter.com.
You're listening to garden expert Ken Lain. He can be found throughout the week at Water's Garden Center in Prescott. Thanks for tuning in to the Top 10 Garden Show.